Of course, the pheasant has to freak out everybody. And if you could see the 3 whitetails that took off as a result. They're who I was originally intended to show you, but not like that. Okay, good day. It is the afternoon of Thursday, January 17th, 2019, in the lunar cycle Katui, when people need assistance to survive the winter starvation period. And as you can see by my surroundings, we've finally had a little shot of winter here ourselves. Not the first snowfall of the winter, but it's been very dry. You know, it's been very dry and very warm, and you know, makes me wonder what's going to happen for the coming, summer. My prediction is that we're probably going to have an abundance of insects, which is going to be helpful for the birds and for a lot of other animals. So I think most of the animals out here are going to do really good, but it's the plants, the plants that are going to really suffer, I think. And for a variety of reasons. Number one, if we have an abundance of insects, that's not going to be happy times for the plants. But also, with the kind of warmth that we've had and very little moisture. My friend works with trees. He's in, what do they call them, arborist, or anyway, he takes care of a lot of people's tree gardens, and he works a lot with spruce, with the evergreens, and he was telling me, they're still expiring, or what would you call it? They're every day they're still breathing out, oxygen and vapor, right? They're losing moisture every day as they breathe out, or I should say every night. They're losing vapor. But they're not getting that replenished. We haven't had, this is the first snowfall we've had for, I don't know how long it's been. It seems like a long time. We're not getting a lot of moisture. So they're losing a lot, but not gaining a lot. And there's danger in getting moisture as well. If, it's going to go above zero again here within the next day or two. I expect this snow to kind of move into the soil pretty quickly. But say it does that, say it goes in, and the plants, the trees especially, suck it up. They can be full of moisture, and then we can get a real cold shot, like what is expected for this time of year. This time of year we should be in the 20, 30 below. Right now it's probably 7 or 8 below zero, but that's really unseasonably warm, actually. I haven't had to wear my snow pants yet this whole season, which is crazy. So yeah, they could absorb, the trees, especially the evergreens, could absorb a bunch of water, and we could get a flash freeze at 20, 30 below, and their bark, oh, there goes the whitetails. Maybe I'll stick to the wet meadows and not move in that way. But yeah, their bark can literally explode, right? My friend says he sees trees like that, who's they've absorbed too much water before a freeze. So yeah, it's a weird winter and hard to really determine what's gonna happen for the summer. And I am looking out for owls right now. You know, it's owl season. And what I mean by that is the next lunar cycle that we'll be going into in a few weeks is called Sspopiikimi, the eagle moon. And it's called that because that's the time when the eagles start nesting and laying their eggs and incubating their eggs. The owls will be doing the same. And though there are eagles' nests in my region, they never tend to nest at the sites where I, you know, like here at Sspopiikimi, where I spend a lot of time. So I've never been able to monitor an eagle's nest, or went out of my way to do so. You know, I could have crossed town and done that, but I do watch for the owls because, you know, for the first maybe 10 years that Mahoney and I studied out here at Sspopiikimi, there was a mated pair of great horned owls in the southern forest just north of the high level bridge, which we call the Owlwood, for that reason, you know, because it used to be host to those owls. They died a few years back, and I documented that on video. But and ever since I've been looking for owls to watch, because it's part of, you know, the annual round. There's 12 to 13 lunar cycles, and so the way that you know that you're in a year with the 13th lunar cycle is actually based on that nesting. Are the owls and eagles nesting during Sspopiikimi? If they're not, then it's a subzero. It's a deceptive moon. It's that 13th moon, and it always comes in right there, you know, that time of the year. And it's associated with shifting weather, right? And it's deceptive in that it, you know, it doesn't come every 4th year. Could be 3 years, could be 4 years, could be 2 years. You don't know when it's gonna come, and then it comes in. So I always try to watch the owls for that reason, you know, to monitor and to figure out whether we're in a subzero or whether we're in the Sspopiikimi and everything is going as it should. Still deer back here. So I've made some efforts to this past week to kind of look out for owls, and I've been out, you know, taking walks routinely with all that's going on in my life, coming out here and spending time, you know, in the open air and looking around and getting to share space with deer and stuff like that. I think it's very good for me psychologically. I don't think I could go through many of the things that I've gone through without having a space like this to visit routinely. So I've been coming out, and I've been fortunate that I haven't been coming out so often alone either. This past week, Mahoney and I had 2 visits out here to Sspopiikimi to walk around. It's the first times that we've walked around out here together for a while, and it's nice. I hope that that she continues to want to do that. And then, you know, I've gone on a hike or 2 by myself, and I also went on one with Chelsea at the upstream a little ways, and we did encounter an owl up there, kind of like near the Ewok village area, and I think it's a male owl. It's a little bit small. It's a great horned owl, a little bit small, and so probably male, and no sign of a mate so far. But we might even take a night hike tonight and listen out and see if he's got a mate that he's calling to. You know, this time of year, that should all be happening. You know, you go out there, you listen, you'll hear the males hoo 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 hoo, and the females hoo 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 hoo, you know. So yeah, that's we got to get out for a night hike and see if there's a mate in the area. But it would be cool to have a nest to be monitoring, you know, down in the coulee again. It's been a while. I have been monitoring the past 3-4 years a nest at the University of Lethbridge campus. And, you know, this time around, I'd like to leave them alone if I could. They've become kind of well known to people, and I think they're getting visited too much, you know. They even made some appearances in a local nature documentary and that kind of thing. So if I can find another couple to monitor, I will. That's kind of one of the projects on my agenda. As far as other things going on, you know, especially in my personal life, like I've brought up the last few videos and such, just to keep people aware of what's going on, but not necessarily in great detail. I am still out of the house. I'm staying with Chelsea. I don't think that's going to change. Mahoney and I this week have, you know, fluctuated in our conversations with each other, but like I said, we've had some real quality times too, like walking around out here together and that kind of thing. So I do have high hopes that all the change that's happening is actually gonna be for the better for everybody. But you know, we'll see. I've been spending time at the house every day. You know, one of the side benefits of all that's going on is that the house is getting a pretty good makeover. You know, I spend at least an hour a day over there cleaning and getting into spaces that that I was ignoring before, you know. So the house is going to be pretty clean. The animal situation, all of the crows that are going to move have moved. The only one left there is Oscar. His area is one that's up for a big makeover. And then Fizz, the one male dog that we were having problems with for a while in terms of aggression with the other dogs, he was rehomed. The salamander, the tiger salamander that I had picked up in the Riverstone neighborhood right at the beginning of winter, like it had just gone into brumation, I think, and these people were blowing out their sprinkler system, and they came across, they thought it was a snake at first, but then later recognized it as a salamander, but still wanted me to take it away. So given that it seemed to be in brumation, I took it home, and it has been sleeping ever since, until just a few days back. It woke up all of a sudden. I don't know why it woke up. So I took it with me over to Chelsea's apartment, and then just to kind of try to feed it and monitor it and that kind of thing, since it was awake. And then Mahoney asked, well, if you can manage to take the salamander away, you can probably manage to take the snakes as well. And so basically she wanted the snakes out of the house, except for Severus, you know, which who she's attached to. So I have all the snakes now over at the place, over at the apartment, and that's pretty much it for the animal situation. I think the ones that are still back at the house are gonna stay where they're at, including Derek and Alex and, you know, the other dogs, and Severus. So I don't know, life is just going. And I'm just kind of going with it and trying to keep myself in good spirits and all of this kind of thing. Saturday last, I got out and ran another third of a marathon. 14 kilometers, which felt good. My legs didn't even get as wrecked as they were when I tried that a month ago. They kind of fared all right actually, but it was tough to do for me still. Like, I don't know how I whipped out, what was that, 4 or 5 years ago. I just all of a sudden ran a couple of marathons, just, you know, on a whim. Not there yet, but it's nice to know I can at least do a third of one. Haven't been doing a lot of other, not too much other physical activity. I have kind of an injury going on. I think it's muscular between my ribs. I don't know if I talked about it before, but I did have, I had my chest x-rayed because of it. And like, it's the kind of thing that hurts to cough, and even when I step, you know, as I'm walking, I can feel it. It's not as bad as having broken ribs or bruised lungs, which I've had before, but it does kind of feel the same intensity as when you kind of rip those muscles that are between the ribs, which I've done before as well. So it might be something like that. It's well, no doubt muscular, or in the tendons and such, but is what it is. So as things stand, I can't do a whole lot of physical training until that kind of heals up, which sucks. I'm distracted because I'm watching the deer moving around in front of me. I don't think you could see it in the camera if I tried to even show it, but this coming back through the whitetail area. So that is my update. I don't know what happened to the podcast that my friend was going to produce, and I was going to have a weekly episode. I don't know if that's still a go or what. I messaged, but haven't heard back from him. On the economic side of things, I do have my contract with Fort Whoop-Up started, so I'm doing some work on that now, mostly the research end for this first month. And then it sounds like I may also get something going with the nature center, another little contract, another little project, and that will really help. If I do, that'll really help carry everything through April time. I'm planning to advertise a little bit about the skunks and raccoons, because, you know, if there are people right now who know or suspect that they have animals living, you know, under or over their house, as it may be, and they've considered evicting them, you know, now is really the time they should get that done before they have their next breeds of babies, right? Broods, I should say. Yeah, just watching the deer move out away from me. Yeah, now is really the time that should happen. It sucks once the babies are there and I still have to go in and move them, and we end up with orphans and such, but it is what it is. But it'd be better to get them going now, and it'd be better for me as well, because right now is the time when I'm pretty financially hurting. Anyway, that's my update. May or may not end the video here. Might continue on to the night hike this evening, but at least you got a bit of an update. What's happening, what's shaking. So, crazy thing, I'm just at the university. I was here, I was gonna have a meeting with a student who's doing a research project around repatriations, and I just sat down with her when a rattlesnake call, or a call through the rattlesnake line, came through. So Lethbridge police have some kind of situation here on the west side where a creature, a reptile of some kind perhaps, has shown up on someone's doorstep, and that person is quite panicked about it. I suspect that this is going to be a tiger salamander, given that the one at the house came out of brumation the other day. It makes sense to me that other tiger salamanders out here might come out of brumation at the same time. If so, that's very interesting to me, you know, because I'm not all, you know, cued into tiger salamander brumation periods or their whole cycle, right? I don't have a lot of it. I could read about it, but I don't have a lot of experience with it. So I'm guessing that this is going to be a salamander, but it could be something exotic. So we're going to go see. Hey, how's it going? You haven't looked at it yet? Oh, just is it a tiger salamander?
That thing.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh no, no, that's an exotic. That's
Can you back up
what did they call those?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, I forget what they call those, but yeah, it's an exotic that's sold on the pet market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was apparently left on our front step.
Oh yeah, it's probably. Yeah, yeah.
Threw it on the dash.
Yeah, they shouldn't be in the snow for sure.
Breathe a little life into her, so yeah.
Cool. So you want to? Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Bearded dragon. That's what they're called.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bearded dragon. I'll take care of him and rehome him if he survives.
And I don't know. He's not.
Yeah.
I kind of touched him a bit just to see if he was alive and stuff, and you could see he kind of straightened himself out a little bit, but he's not.
Oh yeah.
Not too lively, so.
Well, I imagine this is not their weather.
No, not at all.
All right.
Yeah, thanks.
You betcha. All right, we'll take a look. Take a look. Oh, what fun. Buddy, buddy. Yeah. What were you doing out in the cold? Lucky, lucky, lucky boy. Well, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but lucky lizard in any case. All right. All right. We're going to survive this.
Can't fit him over, right?
Let's see if he'll
Yeah, another one.
Let's see if he'll eat another one.
Put him on here.
No, 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 don't squish, don't squish. Don't squish. Put that off for there. Come, come. Get it off.
Put it on here. Bye. You put him like,
Yeah, don't squish them.
like this.
Try. Let's try. You ready
Well,
to
you
eat?
can't twist him up.
You eat that worm? Another worm? There you go.
Mom,
There you
why
go.
we can't squeeze him?
Very good. Yeah. Yum, yum.
Yeah, babe.
All right, you'll digest those two.